Hey Gemini, welcome to your February reading. Yes, right, my son is next to me. He is on the iPad to keep him happy. And so he might keep winning and say yay, and I expect me to press something. So please be patient with that. Also, as I'm shuffling, I'm just going to put my mic down and then we'll jump straight into your reading. I have to hold the mic so that you can hear me properly, so it's a little bit of a nuisance. Right, let's see. Can you see yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel like this is a really kind of powerful month for you, Gemini. And interestingly, I've got a new card that I don't think I've had yet. Possibly two. I love when that happens. I get to explore the card with you. This one. And also an additional one as well, apparently. Okay, let's have a look. Definitely feeling a lot of power from you. We start off this reading with Elizabeth and the Lion. It's time to become a great leader. Now, this card has basically come out for nearly every single reading that I have done. And it's all about really realizing that we are the leader of our life and the leader of our story, and making sure that we are using everything that we have within our arsenal to really filter that into our reality. So with that being said, I read this card as the lion being like the strength card in tarot. It's about realizing that things that we perceive as our weaknesses are our strengths, and to really actually authentically put ourselves out into the real world, thus attracting our royalties, and attracting and manifesting everything that we want in our everyday life, really. I feel as though this is a very powerful time for you to be attracting prosperity. I feel like in terms of work and finances, that whatever is going on in your life right now is essential to that moving forward. I don't know why, so that's a message for you. That's how I'm seeing it. I definitely feel like what you're building right now is going to be leaving like a trail of success behind you. Like it's kind of like in your wake, all of this success that you're just soaring above, which is quite interesting, Gemini. I'm totally reading this card very differently for you. Yeah, I'm getting kind of like financial comforts, as though you just got no issues here in that area. And it's coming through really strong. Now we're in February. We are in the month ruled by Venus. This is the time for romanticizing life, which means dreaming big and having our goals and aspirations. I feel like for you, you already know what it is that you desire in respects to building up your empire, business-wise, work-wise, career-wise, or just even home life, just whatever brings you your abundance. I feel as though this is where you are going to succeed moving forward. But I feel like this month, whatever comes in and inspires you, I feel as though these are literally like tools for you to harness and latch onto and go with it. You are one of the signs, I think there's maybe two of you that are being told to action, go now, this is the time. And that's definitely a vibe I'm getting for you, Gemini. Your next card, it was in reverse. Pay attention. You have like 3 cards in 4 because that one was as well. Pay attention to these ones specifically. Brother Raccoon, a safe place for you to go. I do feel like, again, it's just like, it's like everything is aligning for you so that you can safely go in the directions that you want to go through. And I feel as though while you are being nurtured and guided into the directions you're going divinely, and I actually do feel like you are very much connected to your intuition and your divine purpose, I want to say, because it just feels very goal orientated and just has a vision. But I also feel like, so wherever you go, you are protected through this, and definitely guided. In this imagery, there is the little brother raccoon, and he's just by your side, guiding you along the way. Which could be that, you know, with like a raccoon, you have that kind of saying that somebody else's trash is your treasure. that comes to mind here. I feel like you need to realize that what you want and what you're aspiring to is exactly unique to you. So kind of cut out the noise of anybody else's criticism, because while someone else might trash that idea, it really could be something that's a true treasure to you on your journey. So trust in your intuition and trust in that. Yes, definitely divinely guided. Yeah, I mean, coming into this next one, I can't say the name of it, so I apologize. It's something like Quetzalcoatl, I don't know, and the Priestess of Time. I will show you just so you can see. The word is very long, and I am terrible with names, especially if I don't know the origin of the sound. Anyway, she gives me ancient wisdom, divine guidedness, kind of life purpose with this. The time has come, the time to act is now. You are definitely being ushered into acting right now and going for it. The astrology is all about taking risks and kind of going into the unknown, expecting success for sure, but it's just about taking the risk no matter the outcome with this. I would normally say to people, like, it's about baby steps, but for you, I just feel like just jumping in is a really good positive thing for you to do. I feel as though you have had inspiration in mind for quite some time, so this doesn't feel like this is like new ideas just coming to you and then that's it. I feel as though you have already started with really taking inventory on what it is that you want from life and taking the steps towards making that happen. And this is sort of saying you have all that you need with you. Now off you go. Shoo, let's get going. With that as well, I always see that the Catacostal, whatever it's called, every time I say it, it sounds differently. It's like a snake. I feel as though there's definitely wisdom channeling and carving the path ahead of you. So any umps and bumps that you may have, though I don't see that here really, but if it does come up like that, that's kind of paving you to change and shift with the times. But I feel like that's just not even a thing for you. I feel like it's just flowing. Our next card, I haven't had her before. She's so cute. Once Upon a Midnight Dreary. Creative genius, writing, expression, and artistic flow. This is a time, like, I just feel that it's just naturally flowing to you. Inspiration. Now, I'm not having a big hit on relationships, which is quite unique to a February reading. But you just seem so focused on bigger picture things. I think, like, for some of you, yes, it might be a theme in your life, but I just feel like it's kind of behind the scenes kind of in your life in terms of what you're working on. I do feel like this is a time to get creative, be playful, take risks, go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Have those kind of thoughts. What's the worst that can happen if I do this? Oh, okay, it doesn't work. We try something else. I kind of want that attitude for you. I do feel this sense of you, again, doing your own thing. It's like understanding that the way that you view the world is differently to every other person, and the way that you do things is going to work out for you because it's uniquely your vision, and only you can see it in the way that you do. So again, ignore any vultures that are there on the outside telling you you can't do it or see your success and try and jump on it. I would not even entertain it. Have your passion, have your drive, and you will see success for yourself. You do not need to see any negative influence on the outside. Yes, ignore any vultures. Remember, a vulture is an animal that will literally scavenge on the remains of others and will hop on the back of other creatures in order to get ahead. That kind of vibe, and you don't need that energy around you, but be aware that there could be that in the background. I do not feel like it's a big threat. I just more want you to focus on your mindset and ensuring that you're not letting that in, which could potentially happen. It has the potential of happening. Our next card is the unending sadness of looking back, endless regret, obsessive grief, replaying the past, and negative nostalgia. Now, with this, I do feel an influence of relationship. We finally got a little bit of touch here in this. I feel as though some of you, again, may feel as though you are detached from love from relationships because maybe your focus is elsewhere, and maybe that has impacted. But I feel as though, like, in that instance, it's more of those things like, maybe I should be focusing on my loved ones more, or maybe I should be focusing on a relationship. I just want you to see, like, what is it that you want more right now? And if it is not love, if it is not relationship, don't allow that to stick around. Don't allow that grief to weigh you down. Feel the sadness in the moment of something that you don't have. I fully appreciate and feel that everybody should be doing this. We should not try and repress feelings that we are genuinely feeling. But I think it's about really realizing what is important to us in this time of our life. And sometimes love is not supposed to be the only focus. Love always plays a part in aspects of all of our life, but it doesn't always look like a counterpart and a partner. Sometimes love is literally loving yourself and giving yourself exactly what you need rather than expecting that from somebody else. Don't focus on what was, focus on what will be. I do feel like you need to have a vision of the future. Again, we romanticize during February, so this could bring up like romanticizing past relationships or just things that have happened to us in our past and really seeing only the beautiful things. So be wary of that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong in this. I don't feel like there is a right or wrong. Just be aware that it's something that could happen. But history plays its part. It is key to always remembering history, but remembering and keeping it with us are two totally different things. I will watch over you, Wolf Moon. So I do get this sense of vulnerability during this time. And sometimes when we are so focused on something, all of a sudden out of nowhere, we can have this hit of exhaustion, of overworking. Because sometimes, like, even when we're passionate about something, it's like, for example, some people are really into working out and pushing their body harder and harder. But if you are in constant go, 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 all of a sudden out of nowhere, without realizing it, you've overworked yourself and have those days where you're just exhausted and your body is telling you, okay, now let's rest because there's no gain, without actually allowing your body to recuperate, to feel relaxed, and the mind to relax as well. And I feel as though this could potentially be what's happening for you because you've got such this high on success and where you're going, that you may just need to take these moments to realize that you do also need to make sure that you are looking after yourself, but realize that you are protected. Again, you've got that a few times here of being protected through things. I'm sorry if my son's iPad was too noisy. He kept shoving it in my face because he can't play these games. It's not even his iPad. He just takes his big brother's iPad and plays his games that he can't play yet because he's too young. Yeah, you're definitely protected. The next one is Sacred Beetle Armor. I'm losing my voice. This is the last video that I have to do. You have a mighty shield. Now this card is to say, like, you are protected even within yourself. You are very strong during this time where I feel as though nothing really can truly hurt you unless you are allowing it in. At the same time, having this one vision and being overly protected, be aware of not allowing people in, because again, I get this sense of wanting love in here. It's kind of, it doesn't feel like a focus, but it feels like it keeps coming in. But realize, like, if you are focused on one thing, you may put your walls up in terms of relationships or even communicating with other people, and that's perfectly okay. But if you are wanting love and aspirations, or you're wanting to make sure that they are still feeling your affections, you have to allow that time to let them in as well. But I do feel like you are protected again in all areas, and specifically in areas where you are wanting to thrive in. Definitely growing something. You're growing an empire. If you can communicate, I think communication is key here. If you talk to somebody, so if you're in a relationship, sorry, it's because I was taking it in differently. If you're in a relationship and, you are focused on something else and they're feeling a little bit like, well, what about me? Communicate where your mind's at. Like, I still love you. I just I'm really wanting to do this for me and for you, for us, and building this. So at the moment, my mind is on this big picture goal because I want us to go there. I'm, like, just keep checking in so that they understand the page that you're on. Sometimes that's all it takes for a partner to be okay with us being absent from a relationship. I know myself, like, I can feel quite lonely within a relationship if I'm not really connected to that person and they're understanding where they are in their lives. And if I try and have conversations with them and they just brush me off, or it's like made to be like it's just how I'm feeling, then that will go into a negative spiral for me within that relationship because I don't feel seen and heard, when all I need to understand is that, okay, you're taking a moment out, you're doing your thing, okay, it's good. I can then focus on me. I can focus on other things. I don't need to fixate on us because you are doing other things. You know what I mean? It's about that communication so that the other person can take from it what they need to support you as well. You see what? He pulls my hand to hold it when he's tired. Mermaid in a koi pond. Rediscover your individuality and become the dragon. I do get this massive sense that you are supposed to be really in this dominant role right now in your life, where you are just saying, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it. I do think be wary of being the dragon, but you are being told to become the dragon. So I have these quick little warnings in there, like, don't be too harsh. But just because I get this sense that you may possibly take it to extremes because you're on a run, you're on a good run. And sometimes success, when we're constantly getting success, our ego really takes a massive boost, and that can affect relationships. That's the only relationship kind of hints that I'm getting within this reading for you, Gemini. So I do want you to just be cautious there. However, in all other areas of your life, I just feel like you are being driven to be the leader, to really push past your boundaries, and make things happen. This is a time where we are all seeking our individuality. So sometimes even partners, in some cases, I feel like our partners might need permission to go explore themselves as well. So by having that communication that I just touched on, I feel like you are essentially saying, hey, okay, I'm doing this. Don't worry. You are free to do your thing. Naturally, that should be what relationships are. We are free individuals, but I understand the dynamics that sometimes some people don't really go out of their comfort zone, especially if they feel like they need to be a supportive role for their partner, that when their partner no longer needs that support, like I feel like you do not need that right now because you are already your own support, they may need a reminder like, hey, it's okay for you to search your thing. Some people are a lot more sensitive than other people as well. And I just get this need to say to you to be mindful. Definitely, as I said earlier for you, was it for you yet? Sorry, I was just losing track of what if I just said it to you or someone in the reading before. So here we have Deep Dark Sea Mermaid. Find solutions in unknown places in the darkness. So this is what I'm saying. Beat to your own drum. If someone tries trashing your idea, like I said, remember sometimes one person's trash is another man's treasure. And I feel like where you're going might not be seen by everyone else, and it could even be relationships where they are not seeing your picture, and that's where you may be getting some negative attention. I definitely, in this imagery I'll show you, there are these creatures all around her, but she is not focusing on them. She's just among them. I kind of feel like you need to make sure that you are not allowing others to influence you, but I do think that that could perhaps be happening around you. But realize that when people start noticing your success, it kind of has this reaction where instead of getting people being happy for us, that sometimes people will start to try and destroy that. And I don't feel like always that's conscious. Sometimes it comes from people we love that try and knock us down a peg, and they don't realize they're doing it. It comes with sly little criticisms, and again, when somebody is feeling like they're being left out, especially partners and things, we can get this kind of passive aggressive conversations where well, you don't have time for me anymore, do you? And that's them sort of saying, I don't feel loved right now, and I feel like you care more about your own self and what you're doing. And I think sometimes we have to realize that sometimes when there are harsh words around us, either we have to realize where they're coming from, a place of love, or we have to realize that's not our story, so let's just move on. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Gemini. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next month, guys. Good luck in your endeavors moving forward.